Hey, what is up, guys? Oblivious here, and today we're going to be talking about the new Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Killstreaks, because yesterday the multiplayer trailer came out, and most people have done like a breakdown of it, and I'm not going to do that because you've probably seen it like 5 times on your subscription list. So I'm just going to talk about the Killstreaks today. So starting off at the #1 spot of the Killstreaks is going to be obviously the classic Call of Duty, the 400 point UAV, and then we're going to have the assault drone, which is 450 points. I'm going to talk about all these kill streaks later, by the way. Next is the orbital care package, which is worth 500 score points. Then we have the remote turret, which is worth 600 score points. Obviously, it's like a sentry gun. Then we have the XS1 Vulcan, and that is worth 600. Then we have the bombing run, which I highlighted there for you at the bottom right, and that's also worth 600. Then we have the Warbird, aka the VTOL warship, which is 800. You can see at the bottom right. Next, we have the mech, which is also worth 800, which is actually called the XS1 Goliath. Then we finally have the highest kill streak, which is the Paladin, which is worth 1,000 score. So there's one more kill streak I want to talk about real quick. It wasn't on the Call of Duty wiki, and it wasn't confirmed about the exact amount of score you need to get it, but it's on screen right now, and it's called the Missile Strike. And if you watch the multiplayer trailer, which I'll put a link into in the description, you can see that the character uses it. It comes down in like a cluster, and it destroys the Goliath XS1, which is I think it's called the XS1 Goliath. Actually, I got that reversed. But it's basically the mech suit. He uses it to destroy the mech suit. So it looks pretty cool, but it's not confirmed the amount of score. I'm gonna assume right now. You can once the game comes out, you can like bitch slap me if I'm wrong. I mean, I think it's gonna be probably 500 or 550, 500 to 600, I would say, just because that's what they're usually above the care package of previous Call of Duties. So I'm just going to say it's probably around that. So now we're actually going to have a more in-depth talk about the previous kill streaks that I just mentioned. And one thing I want to address real quick is that these are not the only kill streaks in the game. It's just the ones that I have seen doing some research, watching different like gameplays today and yesterday of the different multiplayer like trailers and gameplays that people have got when they went to like the Gamescom or whatever it's called. And so these are not the only ones, and there's obviously like speculations and stuff and like theories about like different ones that might be in the game. And I'm gonna mention like 1 or 2 more that I kind of want in the game, or I think that would probably be in the game. So now we're gonna jump right in with the UAV, which is worth 400. I'm pretty sure it's just called a UAV. It might be called like a satellite something or something like shit, because it was called a SATCOM in Ghost, and you actually laid it on the ground. And it's actually in this game in Advanced Warfare, it's gonna be in the air. It's going back to the old times. For some reason, they made the SATCOMs and Ghosts like you actually have to put them down on the ground as like a little box. And in every other Call of Duty, they've been like you call them in using like something, and then they're just in the air. And if you don't know what the UAV is, maybe you should not be watching this video and go watch a Call of Duty video every once in a while. It basically just like highlights enemies on your mini map so that it's easier to find them, and it's like the main kill streak in Call of Duty that most people use. Like, so now we're gonna move on to the next one that is confirmed, which I mentioned earlier, which is the assault drone. I'm not sure. It's more like, I guess you could call it like, it's either going to be like a hunter killer or like a vulture. Hunter killer, if you play Black Ops 2, you threw it into the air kind of like a paper airplane, and it locked onto an enemy, fell from the sky, and just killed that guy. Could kill more than one enemy if they were like close together, obviously. But it might be that, but it also might be kind of like a, I think it's called a vulture in Call of Duty Ghosts, which is like it follows you around kind of as like a companion, and it kills enemies for you, and it locks onto them and stuff like that, and like it's pretty cool, I guess. It's kind of like an attack dog, but in the air. And it could be, and apparently there's going to be like an assault drone swarm, kind of like there was a swarm in Black Ops 2, because in the single player reveal trailer there was like you could see like a swarm of like whatever these things are, like the little assault drones in the air. So I assume they're gonna bring that over and have like a swarm, kind of like an multiplayer. So that's like one of my speculations or theories of another kill streak that might be in the game. If I would have to guess, like the score for that would probably be around like 800 or something like that. Next we're gonna get into the remote turret. It's kind of like, it's a sentry gun basically. If you played MW3, you know that you could actually control your sentry. I think it was actually in Black Ops 2 also. You could actually like, you brought out a little like panel thing, or like, not like basically a tablet, and you actually got to go into like the eyes of your sentry gun and control it, and there would be like little red diamonds or circles around the enemies, and you could be able to shoot them and stuff like that. It's actually pretty good, but I mean it's pretty slow to use because like there's not always going to be enemies to see, and you're just going to be waiting there for them. So that can be kind of annoying sometimes. But now we're going to talk about it later. The picture you saw in the previous part of the video was actually a customizable kill streak of the remote turret. We're going to talk about that in a second or two. Next is the Vulcan, which is also worth 600. If you didn't see it, I already said that I would post a link to the multiplayer in the description. But the Vulcan is like it's probably 5 or 10 seconds, and you go into the air kind of like a Loki in Black Ops. No, not Black Ops. In Call of Duty Ghost, the one you're watching, the game you're watching right now, and it shoots down a huge fucking laser, and it was basically the end of the multiplayer trailer. It was pretty banging. Yeah, it just shoots down a huge laser beam of like energy, and like you can see a character's view when you're in it, and you kind of just move across the screen, and it just like, and then they show a character's view of like on the ground, and it's just a huge fire beam just coming towards all the enemies, getting like a triple kill, and it looks pretty sick. And it's only for 600 points. That's very, very good. I recommend using that. I'm gonna try, once the game comes out, I'm probably gonna make like different like things about like, oh, which kill streaks to use in Call of Duty. So then there's gonna be 600, the bombing run, which I assume is gonna be like, it's like basically like an airstrike or like a bombing run. That kind of makes me think more like a stealth bomber, like in was it in Black? I think it was in Black Ops 2, and it was also in MW3 is where I knew it from. Like it was the support kill streak, the bombing run. But it also might just be like a normal airstrike where you call in like if you play Black Ops 1, it's like a napalm, or you call like a zone where you want to get like a kind of a run of bombs. Like that's kind of why it's called bombing run. And that's going to be worth 600. Usually I don't use those because they're not usually that good. Hopefully maybe this one's actually pretty good. Next is the Warbird, aka the VTOL warship. If you played Black Ops 2, the VTOL is like, I guess the Helo Scout, the VTOL, whatever you want to call it. It matters which Call of Duty you play. But it's, you're like the driver of a ship, I assume. Actually, you might be the gunner of a ship. More like a chopper gunner than like a VTOL. But it's, if you play Black Ops 1, I don't know whether this is going to be more like a gunship or a chopper gunner. Chopper gunner, you're like, a computer drives around, like it just kind of circles the map, and you're the gunner of it. If for a gunship, it's more like you control the actual ship and the guns. It's kind of like the Helo Scout and Helo Pilot in Call of Duty Ghost. So I'm not sure exactly which one it is. I think there was actually a gameplay. I think it's more like a gunship, where you control where the ship moves, you control where you shoot, obviously. You have like a nice little reticle, and you can shoot down on the enemies. So next is the XS-1 Goliath, which is the mech suit, which is the heavy armor, which everyone's kind of, oh yes. And that's actually why I included the first gameplay of this. It was the Assault Juggernaut. So it's basically going to be like an Assault Juggernaut, but you're probably going to be like in a metal suit. I mean, you are going to be in a metal suit, I kind of know that. And I don't know if there's like missiles or anything like that you can shoot out of the thing, but obviously you have like the trademark minigun to use with the Juggernaut. So that's gonna be pretty cool. You saw like some different. There was actually like a few different gameplays of that in the trailer. There was like 3 or 4 clips that included that kill streak. Now the last kill streak that we have to talk about is the highest known score that you need to get a kill streak, and it's called the Paladin. And I'm not really sure exactly what this is. I'm pretty sure it's more like a gunship, like I said before when I was talking more about like the VTOL, the Warbird, I think it's called. But the weird thing about this kill streak, and the reason it's probably worth so much, is it is literally game changing, because you are shooting, but along with that, you get, I think a player on your team is also picked to come up. I don't know how they pick it exactly, but they're picked to come up with you into the ship, and they also get a gunner. So it's like a double gunner, like 2 different people. And if you have like a person in your party or something like that, you can say like, okay, I'll control the left side of the map, you control the right. This is like game changing, because if you're playing domination, you can literally control the entire map with one kill streak. I know it's hard to get, obviously, because it's very high score to get, but this kill streak should be pretty cool. I'm probably gonna get some gameplays with me and my friends in that, you know, just chilling in the air, just killing some people, getting a lot of kills. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like rating, subscribe to see more Advanced Warfare content, and comment if you guys saw any kill streaks that I didn't see, or have any ideas about the new kill streaks. And have a nice day, and goodbye.